Hello, multiplayer soldiers. Welcome back to the outfit. We're going to gear up for even more strategic victory. The reason why we did so many strategic victory maps in the outfit between my brother and I during this couch session, it is the most popular win condition. Because it depends on players to be constantly revolving around the map, changing up tactics, trying something new in order to get an edge. You may have victory slip away from you. You may also be wondering, why the fuck do the Americans start with 28 more points than the Germans? And we are doing the Damned Fortress. Oh, that's why. Because the Germans start off with more strategic objectives than the Americans do. So the Americans, the first thing they have to do is to fight for some ground.
Yeah. And we actually have it so that Mike is actually playing as the Nazis this time.
Based on the coloration of the sky and the position of the sun, this was probably the mission. This is probably the map they used for the Sole Survivors mission, the one where Deuce gets assassinated by Père Francois, the priest, the goddamn collaborating priest. So let me ask you something, Mr. Gerda, who have not played the outfit. What do you think of this multiplayer map that actually starts players in an asymmetrical situation?
It forces skirmishes right off the bat, and that's actually a good thing. Is the wheelbarrow actually faster than normal walking around?
Nope, it is just silly.
Ah, okay.
It is 100% there just to make people laugh. And that's why I did it for the playthrough, because I thought it was funny. And you know what? I think it is.
I noticed that Mike still hasn't spawned in a tank yet.
Yeah, it's very unlike him. Because Mike has been the one who has demonstrated time and again that armoring up with a tank early in game is very effective at getting a foothold.
Also, this map actually has 5 strategic objectives.
Yes, numerous ones. It's an odd number of them. That means that at any one point, somebody is going to be losing points more than the other one, as long as every strategic objective on the map is under control by one team or the other.
Right. You know, this map actually reminds me quite a bit of Arathi Highlands in WoW. And it's fitting to bring up Arathi Highlands because Arathi Highlands is effectively the same style of map where you're trying to bleed out your opponent's supply by having control over these points for longer than your opponent has them.
The colors in this map do kind of. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Arathi Highlands from World of Warcraft did appear during that one South Park episode where they actually made fun of World of Warcraft using assets from the game with permission by Blizzard.
No, that was Elwyn Forest and Westfall.
But they did, No, he said, no, it can't be. He just finished killing every player in the Arathi Highlands. Like, how many characters were in there? Over 5,000, sir. Weaken the fortress by taking down the walls, eh? Very clever. The Damned Fortress, by name, refers specifically to the stronghold that's initially under the control of the Germans, and that's why the Germans control more of the board at the start of the game than the Americans do.
Okay, then.
I'm not sure exactly what. Oh, yeah, that's right, because this map does that other thing, which also adds to the asymmetry. You can wipe out your opponent's command points by destroying the headquarter buildings.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
So what does wiretap actually do?
That is a good question. I don't have an answer for that question. What does wiretap do? It, maybe during that, yeah, you lose 15 command points every time one of your headquarter buildings gets blown up.
Yep.
This is, again, online multiplayer oriented. Maybe they wanted to to make headsets part of the game, kind of like how headsets are part of the game in a lot of headset games. Fortnite, Call of Duty Warzone,
Company of Heroes.
Company of Heroes. It wouldn't quite have the same amount of impact as Mario Party because they use the sticker system to let players communicate remotely. Damn it, stop blowing up my buildings. I was going to invite you over for tea. You know what? I'm going to rescind my invitation and instead send you a middle finger by telegram.
Why by telegram?
Because that's the communication available in the 1940s.
No, we have a full telephone system in the 40s.
Fuck you. Stop. You piece of shit. Stop. Go screw yourself. Stop. Your sisters and brothers too. Stop.
Alright, Mike is down 50 points at the moment. Are you actually going to win this one, Mr. Cloud?
No. Mike is... Jesus Christ. Honestly, I keep forgetting who's playing as who.
Mike is player 2.
So for the... I hope you're right. I mean, among the numerous matches that my brother and I played, he won the most of them. Not all of them, but most of them. Well, this whole thing with having to defend headquarter buildings, what it could incidentally do, it could send the Americans on a detour that ultimately is going to derail their forward progress if they're not paying attention to the strategic objectives just on the headquarter buildings. Come on, get the field unit crates. Don't ignore the field unit crates. Gotta keep up them points if you want to keep the war effort going.
Okay, so now Mike's going to summon a panther, right?
I hope he... No, he can't because he doesn't have the motor pool.
Oh.
Destroy all the walls. You have nowhere left to hide. As soon as I can drive over it, I'm gonna kill the crap out of you. Oh, this time Mortar is the one inside the wheelbarrow. Oh, right, because you could choose to be either passenger or driver. Roll faster. Quickly now. Actually, you know what? I think you actually move faster in the wheelbarrow. That I don't know what happened to him.
He died.
Yep. He died. You know why he died? Because he lived.
No, he died because he was falling down a slope infinitely and caused him to suffer fall damage.
I think what happened was the hero made the decision to exit the vehicle. But because the wheelbarrow was on a slope, as you pointed out, the wheelbarrow started rolling backwards due to physics and ran him over. Mortar would be the one to do the angry spinning around in circles joystick expression, which is recognizable across pretty much all third-person games, is the ability to spin around in circles to indicate frustration. Okay, the Nazis are down, but they're not out.
I don't know. They're 70 points down.
Yeah, but they started 28 points up. A lot of that points bleed is attributable just to the headquarter buildings getting blown. Honestly, I don't think there are any more headquarter buildings left on the map. At least they didn't do that. At least they didn't say, well, when you're playing as the Nazis, if you lose all of your headquarter buildings, you automatically lose the game. Darn it.
Well, no. Apparently, you're still shooting the walls and/or buildings. So,
in the interest of improving the range of your cannons, yes, you should be focused on taking out structures. And that's why during the Blood Valley map, which we did in the last part, I spent a lot of the time setting up cannons on high slopes, because it's better to have a cannon up high than down low. So in order to get that eye on the battlefield, you need in order for the cannons to launch in the first place.
Yeah, Mike's player 2.
Well, again, I mean, just because the profile is attached to the controller, but maybe we were like passing the bad controller back for. I honestly can't remember. That's why I'm largely just referring to these two characters as player 1 and player 2, Nazis and the Americans. First step, figure out where your opponent is. Second step, set up a line of defense with your gun emplacements quickly so that they will not leave the arena by the time the guys actually get into the seats and start shooting. I'm blocked. Help! Stupid wheelbarrow.
Yeah, I'm noticing that the big problem that the Nazis have is that they don't have access to easy high explosives, meaning that it's difficult for them to to actually assault heavily entrenched positions.
Well, like rocket launcher superiority.
Specifically, rocket launchers.
Every hero unit has grenades. Honestly, is an underused asset in this particular playthrough of the outfit.
I don't think I've seen Mike actually use a grenade unless he was actually on the American side yet.
Well, just so we're clear, both the Americans and the Germans, regardless of which hero unit you're playing as, they can throw grenades.
Okay.
The only disadvantage of grenades is that they do not explode on impact. Wow, that's a lot of field unit crates. It's a balancing thing. Because as long as you have time, because time is... The Americans have lots of time on their side. Well, I mean, I should say the Germans have lots of time on their side. They're causing a higher degree of point bleed, and they have a long ways to go before they actually lose the game by running out of command points. So, yep, rack up those field unit crate drops and armor up. See, if I picked up this game again, that would be an applied lesson: is armor up, armor up, armor up. You have to roll with armor. Which would explain why some people are amazing at this game, like not only my brother, but also the man from whom I borrowed this in the first place to make this playthrough possible. They are great, and I am basically mediocre at this game.
You're better than I am, Mr. Cloud. I promise that.
Don't blow up the bridge. You're gonna make me have to repair it.
Yeah, you guys aren't going to make that jump, okay? It's just not a thing that you can do. It's on too steep a slope on the other side.
Yeah, what he said. Yeah.
We walk in the shadow of his turbulence.
These guys will just start screaming even though there's nothing happening.
Sorry, it's Garden of His Turbulence.
I'm trapped in a glass case of emotion. Oh, did he just call it? What the heck did he just call an airstrike on?
Specifically, Mike's position right here. Yeah.
Woo. Well, what? Somebody's calling in airstrikes. God damn it. Okay, well, we've seen this scenario play out. One player's got the utilities, the other player's got most of the strategic objectives, albeit by only one. It makes a difference. Both players are losing points at the same time. So one is losing points more rapidly than the other. Oh, I guess I guess the Germans do still have an HQ building up. Crates, 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 crates. I love that the crates just stick around.
Alright, and Oh, there's a dude in the way. There we go.
Sweet. I do notice in this map in particular, I mean, of course, because this is a fortress. The theme of this map is a fortress, and the fortress is on the highest point of the map. Lots of hills, lots of blind spots. So at least if you're down and you're in need of regaining ground, you have lots of defilade that you could fall into in order to get your bearings back.
Recruit the dudes, grab the field unit crate, go to the other strategic objective.
Between two players, you have 3,400 points. Somebody fucking buy something.
Well, Mike can't buy a tank. He doesn't have the motor pool.
I will ride into the sunset with my flamethrower strapped to my back. Okay, I see you're resolved to set up a defensive line, but do you even know where your opponent is?
It doesn't actually matter because as long as he holds this particular point and two more on the map that he can bounce back and forth between, he can bleed you faster than you can bleed him.
It's a little too late to start setting up cannons.
No, not for the Nazis.
Well, the Nazis should not be answering a present and immediate vehicle threat by putting cannons down, because it takes time for the cannons to get into position.
And now they're in the lead.
Yep, the Nazis have just taken the lead. The Nazis have just lost the lead because the Americans blew up their HQ building. And try not to, and for goodness sake, don't shoot yourself in the foot and take out your own HQ buildings. The game will not discriminate on the basis of who dealt the final blow to knock the building down.
Right.
Which, I mean, would be kind of cool saying, huh, you can't cause me to lose points because it only counts if you did it. But I did it, so I didn't lose any points. So there.
Ah, Dota 2 denials. Fuck that mechanic.
Kind of like how, oh, this is a game where you only get points if you kill me. I'm gonna suicide.
Now, for the record, I've got a friend that prefers to do that, despite the fact that suicide in FPS games usually subtracts your own points. So you're still giving me a lead.
Right. Well, I mean, it's not that it puts your opponent closer to the win condition, it puts you further away from it. There's a difference.
Kind of depends on how the particular FPS game does scoring. Because if the FPS game does scoring based on lead, like it does for Last Man Standing, then committing suicide is just a -1 for you, which does push me further ahead.
Right, but then you also have to consider...
And then when you consider deathmatch modes for most games, suiciding usually gives you a -1, which then again pushes your opponent closer into a lead.
Relatively so. It also depends on whether the game is first to get a certain number of kills, or just have more kills than your opponent at the end of the time limit.
Right. Usually it's the latter.
Yeah, I think most people... I mean, I haven't seen research done on the matter. I would think most people prefer to have their deathmatch style where first player or team to reach a set kill score wins the game, not just have more kills than your opponent at the end of a time limit. People don't like playing with a clock, which might explain why baseball is Americans' pastime, because there is no clock in baseball, just innings.
There should be a clock in baseball. Damn game is 3 hours of people standing in a field. And for the record, football should have a better clock. Yeah.
Please reset. I love it in football, watching the NFL, that the game will just fucking stop for no reason, and everybody's wondering, like, what the fuck are we waiting for? Oh, the officials are trying to figure out how much time is left on the clock. And then after a break of 90 seconds where absolutely nothing is fucking happening, people are just standing around waiting for action, then the ref finally comes out and says, please reset the game clock to this time.
So we spent a minute and a half to regain 5 seconds.
Hey, time is time. Minutes taken off the clock is time that cannot be put back unless an official says so.
Yeah, but that's the thing that they do in basketball, not football.
I hope you will join me in appreciating, Mr. Gurdeth, that among the strategic victory games that we have seen, that this is the closest one we've ever had. Oh, have yet.
Yeah, but it's mostly because, well, Mike has been toying with you for a good portion of the fucking game again.
Yeah, I was toying with him. It caused me to lose. You shouldn't toy with your opponent. You should be more competitive. I don't know. The Americans, I mean, it was looking promising, but it looks like the Nazis are going to take this one. Because they're running out of time to actually neutralize the zones.
Yay! Mike resecured the radio tower just before the end of the game.
Mortar was doing his angry expression. And the winner is... By damn...
Dude, we got still 20 seconds left. Come on.
By technical knockout, it's the Nazis.
Yeah.
Yay.
In the next episode, we will continue on with the outfit multiplayer.
Oh, yeah. Going back in time to a simpler time. Before it was brought back in 2019 by popular demand. The outfit, still one of the most memorable multiplayer games on Xbox 360.
Be safe, everybody.